Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. It's now clear that R. Kelly still lives amidst us despite the fact that he is lately in prison. Conversations about his success and fame in the music sector are unending. This is the person we are talking about, the undisputed king of R&B. Robert Sylvester Kelly is still the king of R&B according to Timothy Mosley, also commonly known as Timberland. Timberland, who is a well-known music producer, occasional rapper and recently an artificial intelligence enthusiast, reaffirmed his stand on his thought, while appearing on a recent episode of Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay. Timberland, during the new show, asserted that the 56-year-old is the king of R&B, and we all know that. There is definitely a need for truth to be told. When it comes to music, R. Kelly is a genius, and as far as dedication is concerned, the R&B king has the best of all-time classics. People are going to be listening into those classics endlessly. And for sure, the attention paid to his wonderful music isn't going anywhere soon. And it's funny, I'm glad you talked about that, because I have been having talks and everybody jumps when you say R. Kelly's name, Timberland expressed. I am like, so we are just going to ignore his music that he gave us and which we all jam to? No, we can't do that. His art is his art. I am not going to bash the man's art, he assertively said. Arguably, I also believe that an artist's music is supposed to have value and meaning in its own right. It's supposed to be judged for its quality and appeal rather than its relation to inessential issues like the artist's behavior. It is not wise to mix music up with personalities. Music is a feeling and it stands alone. Music is something that doesn't have race but brings people together. It's therefore logical that we shouldn't dramatize music which we know provides a place of enjoyment. Unfortunately, Timberland has received criticism for calling R. Kelly the king of R&B. It's noticeable that this criticism stems from the fact that both R. Kelly and Timberland produced music for the late Aaliyah, whom R. Kelly married in 1994. Both R. Kelly and Timberland were producers and songwriters who worked with the late Aaliyah, who had gotten married to R. Kelly, but her parents reportedly annulled the marriage. For her debut album, 1 in a Million, Aaliyah began working with Timberland and Missy Elliott, both who would contribute multiple songs to the 1998 long play. There were definitely signs and confessions that Timberland himself had developed a strong liking for the late Aaliyah, which he never publicly denied, though he insisted he couldn't get involved with her because of the age factor. When asked about meeting his wife at a music event in Jamaica, Timberland responded admitting that when he first saw her, he immediately knew that was the girl he was going to marry because she reminded him of Aaliyah. It was also during an episode of True Hollywood Story in 2011, Timberland confessed to being in love with Aaliyah when they first met in 1995. Now, Timberland's critics are looking at this development as the very reason why he still calls R. Kelly the king of R&B, though I personally think they are not analyzing it objectively. We all have people we admire and feel comfortable being with, and others though we might have no strings attached. We can also recall that at one time, Timberland admitted that he found an Aaliyah in his wife. This can translate to a conclusion that probably Timberland loves the Aaliyah appearance and personality and people. On the contrary, if indeed Aaliyah was involved with both R. Kelly and Timberland, then we would logically expect some bad blood flowing between the two. There would definitely be no reason for Timberland to pour praises on R. Kelly to the extent of publicly insisting he is still the king of R&B. I think Timberland is just being objective by telling the truth the way it is, for indeed despite his legal problems, R. Kelly is undeniably still the king of R&B. Still, with all these criticisms and the several conclusions, we still love R. Kelly and are still very proud listening into his R&B ballads. I can still recall when Spotify introduced a mute button aiming at enabling listeners to select for themselves which artists they did not want to hear. We can recall that the mute button remained unused as almost no one wanted to miss the stunning R. Kelly relics, and Spotify faced the objections of fans who value his music. As we also previously reported, renowned rapper Cassidy some time back spoke out on R. Kelly's behalf and said people have developed selective outrage when it comes to the R&B king. I don't have any problem with people being mad at R. Kelly if that's how they feel, and if you all feel like what he did makes you mad at heart, cool, he said. He added that apart from the people in Hollywood, He could easily think of men back in the neighborhood he grew up in that were picking up schoolgirls. Cassidy, the Pennsylvania native, then told the interviewer to just imagine how bad it must be when it actually comes to the men in the industry, before adding that he wouldn't be able to work with anybody if he was to hold everyone accountable for their actions. Cassidy went on to emphasize the point that he doesn't like pointing a finger at R. Kelly and any other guys because he believes it's not his job. "I just respect R. Kelly's music," he concluded. We can still note that with all the backlash Timberland has lately received, he continues saying that we should let music be music and keep all the other problems away. Mentioning about his relationship with the late Aaliyah is not very important at this particular point in time. We know that there are some people that can put his behavior aside, while others have cut him out of their playlists and minds. Timberland insists he's on the side where you can separate music and personal feelings. Despite all these sentiments and conversations, R. Kelly's music continues to earn loyalties, presumably millions each year. It has also been discovered that when R. Kelly's music is removed from a streaming service, another will post it, and if it is also removed from a major one like Spotify or Apple, his fans will upload their old CDs to the internet, and the story continues. We can't at any cost afford to miss R. Kelly's relaxing R&B tracks. Even with all the legal problems threatening R. Kelly's legacy, it is still crystal clear that his fans are sticking to their guns and holding on to every note the singer has produced by keeping his inspiring music alive. It's always an admirable fact that R. Kelly, a Chicago native who ascended to worldwide celebrity status when he released a spurt of mega R&B hits in the 1990s, has endured all these allegations to remain one of R&B's top superstars that the world has ever witnessed. The three-time Grammy winner has sold over 75 million records globally, making him one of the most commercially successful R&B musicians ever, with hits like I Believe I Can Fly and the Ignition remix. Asking Kelly's devotees to stop listening to his music is basically equivalent to asking them to remove the past 25 years of their lives. I have been listening to R. Kelly to date. He is and will always remain one of my favorite musicians ever. With R. Kelly's New York appeal process just a couple of days away now, and with his legal team led by the unrelenting attorney Jennifer Bonjean, we pray that all the misinterpretations of the law, lies in the confessions, and the many other forms of injustice are exposed. We can then ultimately hope that Kelly prevails over his appeals soon, gains his freedom, and adds us more of his thrilling melodies. Thank you for watching today's video brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.